What's up, KYs? My real name is Zach. Zach. You guys have any questions about plays from last week in the meantime? All right, so right now I'm only on one monitor, so I'm gonna leave this up like this, so I could see the chat on the right hand side. But going forward, I'll have an extra monitor with me, um, so this will be full screen. So Fubo is on my watch list. We can go over, we'll go over that after. Neo, let's check Neo out. So Neo, it's still consolidating near this previous resistance, and it's finding support at that previous resistance. And we also have this trend line that's been holding pretty nicely from October. It's held in October, December, and towards the end of December. Um, and so, like I said, for the past couple of weeks, I wanted this to consolidate a little bit, which it's doing exactly that. And I'd like to see if this pink trend line can hold before moving up to the upside. This is also forming kind of a triangle. So we can have an A, B, C, D, and an E, which would line up perfectly with this trend line. So if I could just draw that out for you, just so you guys can see a visual. Potentially an A, B, C, D, and an E before we have liftoff. That would be pretty nice. Check out Square. So Square, as you can see, it's been following this channel extremely nicely. We just bounced off that previous low of the channel, and like I say, fake out before the breakout. This channel can definitely be a little larger, like that. So if you move it like that, you can consider it, as it held. But if we can get back over, this line, as you can see, it's held support here, previous resistance, so back over here, maybe the middle of the channel. I would like that to see some more upside. Tesla tough is that triangle was beautiful. We had that nice play that other day, but now I'm kind of bearish. It just recently broke the bottom of this flag, so if we can't get back over the bottom of that flag, I think we'll start seeing some more downside. I'll go over SPY. Chris asks SPY, so I'm pretty bearish on SPY. Rising bearish wedge happens every single time. Broke out, a pretty large move to the downside. And if you zoom in on smaller time frames, as you can see, once it broke out and then retested that previous support. So old support becoming new resistance. So right here would have been a great spot to enter for SPY puts. So this just confirms the bearish sentiment. And also, if you look at this chart upside down, this would be, let's say this was upside down. I can't do it right now because I'm only on one monitor, but this would be a falling wedge, and we would expect a large move to the upside. But since this is a rising bearish wedge, I think we touch at least 358 here. AMC, it's tough. I don't want to give any opinion on AMC because it moves based on opinion as opposed to really technical analysis right now. I mean, look at this chart. It's just, you can't make anything out of this chart. So yeah, I would love 355 this week. I really think it happens. I mean, this is the as bearish as you can get, this chart. ACB, I think that's on my watch list for the week. I'll go over this in a little bit. The chart looks primed. Plug. So this was from last week that I charted this. As you can see, I thought we had a cup and handle, but it failed this previous trend line. But now we're kind of forming this triangle. So if we can hold this support, we can potentially get a move back up on plug. But I wouldn't touch this until this breaks this candle right here. That would confirm a move to the upside to me, and then you would see 72.40 and all-time high. All right, I'm going to continue doing chart requests at the end of the video, but let's get into my watch list for the week, if that's okay with you guys. So I'm going to go on to the 1 day time frame for this one. ACB, cannabis stock company. Cannabis is going to be hot within the next couple of years, but I do like this as a weekly play. We're slowly forming this ascending triangle. We're forming this top line resistance here. So if I think we can break this 1232 resistance right here, we should see a move to this 1332 line and then 1448 here. So I set my alert. As you can see, this orange line is my alert. So I'm notified before we approach my line of entry, which is this line right here. I'll change that to orange. That orange line would be my line of entry. So I'll set my alert right here. That way I am notified and I can keep an eye on it. I think this could be a potentially great play. Zoom setting up extremely nicely. On the 1 day time frame overall, if I zoom out a lot, we have a large wave 1 with a wave 2 pullback, and the wave 2 pullback ended up lining exactly on the 0.5 fib. This fib is drawn from wave 1 all the way to wave 2. So perfect bounce with a 5 wave move to the downside. We had wave 1, 2, impulse wave 3, wave 4 pullback back to previous resistance, and then wave 5. And then moving on to this week, we have a falling wedge. Previous falling wedge that broke out, so this can be considered wave 1 right here. As you can see, I have it in red. And now we're creating another falling wedge bull flag type of consolidation here, and we're at the 618 that we bounced off. This 618, the fibs are lined up from the bottom of this to the top, just so you know where I took that measurement from. So we're forming a flag within a falling wedge. So my price target on this, potentially this week, is 477. And we are at 372 right now. So 100-point move. I can expect a 100-point move this week if all goes well. My entry is 385, top of this candle, and my first target would be the top of this flag, which is around 404, and so on. Really like this play for the upcoming week, so put this on your watch list, set your alert. As you can see, I set my alert. That's what this little image here is. But if I miss that, then I'll wait for the break of the top of the flag. Moving on. The video. The video's been consolidating for super long. I mean, this is like insane consolidation. Um, so 533 would be my entry point. As you can see, I set my alert right before, so I don't have to, stare at the screen. If we can break this candle, I think we should reach the top of this flag. We want to make sure we see some strong volume coming in. Zoom for 2.5. You could take a 2.5 play. You're definitely gonna, if you want to be a little riskier, you could take a 2.5. I would only take a 2.5 if I see some strong volume coming in, and we break this resistance. But if we want to take a safe play, you can go 2-3 weeks out, and you'd be much safer. Yeah, this is all really dependent on SPY, but I'm just looking at the setups themselves. I'm not really basing them off SPY, but we'll see what happens. Also with COVID news, so Zoom is really affected on COVID news, so it's kind of independent. But back to NVIDIA. Over that candle, 533.59, I'll look for an entry, and these are my price targets. I'll put all these charts in Actionable Insights or the analyst watch list. Next, Amazon. Amazon is about time. It needs to go. Consolidating for super long. We caught that wave up. This is potential wave 1 with the wave 2 pullback. And I think we have wave 3 coming. So my entry would be 32.36, the top of this previous candle. These are 1-day candles, by the way. And if we can break that, I set my alert right here. Once we pass this previous resistance, I'll draw it in a box for you guys. Big line of resistance. I think if we can break over that, we should see a break out of this wedge. And I think, we could potentially see 4,000 in the near future. And this is all dependent on SPY and the overall market, obviously. But you guys need to take into account, the overall market when you're trading. Adobe, as you can see, extremely similar. We definitely can test the bottom of this channel, for sure. But if we see a move to the upside, that blue line would be my entry. We could totally test here. And if we test here and bounce, that's an even better spot for an entry. Adobe, similar setup to Amazon. As you can see, this yellow line indicating here we have previous resistance, new support, and it's holding here again. So, like I always say, previous resistance becomes new support. If we can get a bounce here, I really think we can get a break out of this flag. Another play that I'll keep my eye on. Set my alert in the middle. That way I'll be notified. Next. Big C's on my watch list again. I really am pissed that we didn't catch this move because it was such a nice play. But it broke beautifully, and now we're coming back down to retest. This is a beautiful chart. I love this chart. This is my buy zone. If you want to play commons, I think, this could be a good stock for commons. But I think we, possibly come down and bounce off this previous support right here. Previous support, I think we'll bounce right here, and we have a wave 1 with a wave 2 pullback, and wave 3, my target would be 128. Also, this is has a lot of short float interest, so I think Wall Street bets could attack this next. Blink, insane move last week again. I'm glad we caught this beautiful channel it's creating. We caught this ride up right here, the break of that flag, and as you can see, it's the same exact pattern. Commons is just buying stock as opposed to options. But we played this break right here, and it worked out beautifully. So if it can do it again, we'll catch it again. So I hope you guys see this chart, see what I'm saying. Go back to that chart pattern in market resources, and make sure you know those patterns. Patterns is key. So I'll post this in actionable insights just so you guys have these charts. Elliott wave wise, we have the wave 1 with the wave 2 pullback, impulse wave 3, and if you take the fib lines, eventually it's possible 110, but not in the near future. Go over like a long-term chart in the future, but I really think we see 64 in the coming weeks, especially with EV Biden. It's definitely possible. I like this chart. My alert is set. This blue line I set it at. I appreciate the reminder. But yeah, if I don't have an alert, I always miss the play. So I make sure I have alerts set. And just in case, I'll set another one. They can't hurt. This line's important to break. Previous resistance resisted heavy right here. So if we can break this, maybe break through, come back down, and then use that previous resistance as a new support, that'd be excellent. Appreciate that, the Jelly channel. Yeah, I'm trying to get better. I'm still I've traded for years now, and it's just like so much different, talking as opposed to just thinking in my head. So I'm slowly trying to get better. CRSR, this was on my watch list last week, but I'm putting this on my watch list again. Chart looks good. It's been consolidating for super long. It broke out last week but failed, and now it's consolidating within this flag again. And if this can hold above this 33.76 line, I think we could potentially see a move and a breakout. As you can see, I have my alert set. I'll set another one at the blue line. Oh, I already do. This is a good one to watch. Put this on your watch list. Tilray. This one's setting up nice too. We had a recent break out of that wedge. As you can see, A, B, C, D, E with the breakout. Wave 3, this could be wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 with the wave 4 pullback now. And now if I go into the 2 hour, you can see we're forming this nice consolidation. So I think, if we break this 20 area, we can move back to higher highs. Also, to take a look at the MACD, pretty oversold here as well. We're about to get across, so I think we could see a move back up. Dash, great play last week as well. We have a cup and handle. That's why I played this last week. We broke out. Insane play. Now we're coming back down. We have a double bottom here. Previous support, another support. And if we can get back over the top of this candle, that's why I have the blue line here. I think we can go back and, see the 256 level again. Take a look at that MACD. Start to cross. Take a look at the 1 day. 1 day looks clean. So I think this one's setting up. Fubo, you guys requested this before, but it was in my watch list, so I'll go over it now. Fubo, we have the cup, we have a handle. The handle's bouncing exactly at that 0.5 level. MACD crossing, starting to move to the upside. It's building momentum. There's a lot of short interest, short float. And we're forming this falling wedge here. Fubo setting up extremely nice. If we can break over this previous resistance, I think we'll meet all-time high. So make sure you set your alert. Really nice chart. Yeah, Dash was great last week. RVP. So I found this ticker actually. Found this on Twitter. The government is using this company's packaging for COVID vaccines. It has a high short float, and it's also setting up pretty nicely. It's been following this trend. Potential cup and handle here, and this previous resistance broke just recently, and we're starting to consolidate a little bit here. So if we can use this previous resistance as a new support, which we are, I think we can definitely squeeze higher. So this is a great play. Under the radar, no one's really looking at this, so I could definitely see this taking off. And this is on no one's radar, so make sure you set your alert. I have my alert right there. I'm going to set another one right here just in case we gap up Monday morning. Best contracts for Fubo. I can go over that at the end on what I suggest. RKT, absolutely insane move last week. Broke out of this 20% move, I'm pretty sure it was. And now we're retesting previous resistance. So like I always say, previous resistance becomes new support. So if we can bounce here, I'd like to see new all-time, not all-time high, but new highs within the last 2 weeks. Gotta make sure I have my alert set. I have my alert there. I'll add another one here. Last in the watch list, REGN, pharmaceutical company. Perfect inverse cup and handle with a retest of that 0.5. So we rejected that level pretty heavily. And now, if you take a look at this pink trend line, we're starting to get near that. So I like this as a bearish play. If we can break this bottom level of the candle, this would be, a break of the cup. We have some large downside to meet. 439 would be my target. But this is a perfect cup and inverse cup and handle. So unless we, if we bounce here, we could start to form an ascending triangle. But we just have to take it as it goes. We're also below the 200 moving average, so. And that's my watch list for this upcoming week. Bunch of tickers. I try and limit it. I want to make sure that I'm not looking at a million tickers for the week. So this is my watch list for this upcoming week. I'll go over some of the meme tickers. GameStop. I wish I can give some thought on these tickers. I have no idea. This is all over the place. You got to expect the unexpected, I guess, nowadays. So anything can happen here. I don't know. We started to form this triangle here, this flag, Bed Bath and Beyond. It broke, so I mean, technical analysis works on anything, but it's tough because we don't know what's going to happen. Snow. Let's check out snow. I haven't looked at this in a long time. Just by looking at it, you could see it's testing previous support. So if it can hold here, definitely can see potential upside. It doesn't take much to look at this. I mean, this is a nice chart. Previous resistance becomes new support. Perfect example of that. You see it everywhere. So just you got to keep your eye out for this stuff. So if we can get back over this 301 level, 300 to be exact, psychological level, can definitely see some more upside. SPY puts. Back to SPY. On the daily, I would set my alert right at this candle. So 368.27, and I would do SPY puts. And my target would be 364. If you play a weekly, this 367, 68 level, previous resistance became new support. Again, floated around that level. But I am bearish on SPY. I mean, take a look at this chart. What else you guys want to see? ENPH. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday. No football on. What do we got here? I usually like to start the 1 day. It's kind of following this channel pretty nicely. Support, middle of the channel, resistance. So if it can bounce here, potentially move to the upside. Again, I don't really look at these tickers. But previous resistance, another example. Previous resistance here, breaks through, becomes support. Bounces off. Big C, I went over Big C just before. I love that. Big C, definitely potential this week. I have this box here because of the fib levels. So if you take a fib level and you draw it to the top, so this is at the 0.5 currently. Anything below that, anything above the 786 would be a buy zone. Let's see what you guys want to see. AMAT. I'm going to try and get through all the ones that you guys want to see, so just bear with me. AMAT. Let's see what we got. So, we got a squiggly line. That's what we got here. Ideally, it's in no man's land right now. If we could bounce off this 90 level of this previous resistance, that would be ideal. Potentially flagging. So we'll see what happens here. A, B, C, maybe a D and an E. Before I move back to the upside. And if we can, bounce the E level right off that 90 level, that would be ideal. Also, take a look at this. Pretty oversold. So by the time we get to this 90 level, we should start to pick back up and start to build some momentum. Apple. Let's see what's going on with Apple. I got stuff all over this chart. But as you can see, this long trend line has been holding for a long time now. So if Apple can't hold above this level right here, then I'd be bearish. I expect this to hold. I expect this pink line to hold. So anything over 125 and I'm pretty bullish. We'll see what happens. They just beat their ER and I like it. I mean, we just have to see a reversal here. LMT, I saw that come up a couple times. LMT, so look at this. Just broke out of this flag. This is bearish as could be. This is trying to catch a falling knife. You don't want to play this if you're bullish. GDRX. So let's see what we got. I see a nice trend line forming, and I also see a cup with a potential handle here. Let's see if this will hold. Where's the 0.5 level? So we're at the 0.5 level. We're kind of holding. If this 46.56 level can hold, definitely we'll see a break. If not, I would like to see that level hold right there. Look how that gap filled beautifully. A nice gap fill. Anyways, if you want a buy zone, that's your buy zone right there. What else? Ride. So, Ride does look pretty nice actually. Just by taking a quick peek. See that? See that? Looks good. If it can break over, safely, a safe entry spot would be that candle. As you can see, we have the A, the B, C, D, and E. So this could be a potential wave 1 with a wave 2 pullback inside the flag, and wave 3 could be setting up. I like that. I like this play a lot, actually. So what I'll do, I'll set my alert, and now I probably won't look at it until I get the alert. So here, wave 1, 2, and 3 would be somewhere up here. To get wave 3, I would go fib extension from the bottom to the top, back down. So 37 could be a wave 3 price target. Looks good. I like this chart a lot. As you guys should see by now, most of the plays that I do are all either falling wedges, bull flags. That's really all I play, and it works most of the time, and I get them right from the stock screener. Can go to technical, pattern, wedge down, and it will give me any play that falls within the description and the filters that I have set, and it will give me all those. But currently there's nothing that fits that criteria. Wedges, Fubo, Workhorse comes up. Workhorse was a last week play, and it's a potential play for this upcoming week. I don't think I went over Workhorse. Let's clean this up a little bit. Workhorse was an insane play. It also got some good news, so that also helped, and it worked out perfect. But we had the A, B, C, D, E, and a parabolic move out of this flag. So I'd like to see where it goes. Right now, it's tough to play. We'll see what happens. Facebook. Facebook on a daily, I'm really mad about it. It bounced perfectly off the 200 moving average. This was expected. I charted this so many times, and I said that was going to happen. It did, and I still didn't play it, but it happens. And it rejected again at this trend line. So rejected, 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 rejected again. So if we can bounce off this 200 moving average again, that would be ideal. So you gotta wait to see what happens here. Etsy. Let's see what's going on. All these charts look super similar if you chart enough. Just by looking at it, I mean, if this can bounce off this inner channel, which it looks like it's doing, it's currently at this previous resistance. So if it can get back over, an entry for me would be the top of this candle. I would enter right above that candle, and my target would be these top candles. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you're subscribed. I tried to create a nice alert system. As you can see, I don't know if it's working or not, but also in the description I created a I think it's in the description, I created this little page. It's like a home page kind of, if it loads. If you guys want to support the stream and what I'm doing here, that'd be nice. Also, create a little bio. Every weekend I'll be covering weekend watch list, weekly watch list, plays from the previous week, chart request, and then any Q&As that you guys want me to answer. So I'll do that, and then here we have some videos that I've uploaded previously, and then if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, you can email me here. Nice little homepage. Right now I'm not home, so that's why I'm on this one monitor. But you gotta make it work, right? Let's see, what else? Mav, we need to get you on stream here, my guy. And Sea Blast, we gotta get a staff stream going. I think that would be pretty fun. Maybe we could do a competition or something. Chart something. Me and Sea Blast were talking. Maybe do a chart competition, and we can get all the members involved. We'll all chart something, and largest percent move within the certain time frame that we choose. Let's say 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month, and we can give something away to the winner. I think that'd be a pretty cool idea. Let's check out Clover. So MACD's about to cross. So it's definitely, picking up some momentum. Let me just delete everything here. Selfie? Where do you see a selfie? Let's see what we got here. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call, guys. Delete that. Alright. Let's see what we got. Potentially A, B, C, D, and E. I think this needs some more time. This is definitely flagging. A, B, C, D, and E. This definitely might need some more time. But as the MACD picks up, if we can gain some momentum and some volume and break through this D level, I think that's definitely possible. If you want to play this, top of that candle would be my entry. Look at all this volume too in the past couple weeks. 2 hour. What I like to do, what I tell a lot of people is, if you don't see a trade, don't take it. Like if you take a trade on this, I feel like you're just you're taking a trade just to take a trade. There's so many better setups that you could take. So just make sure that you're finding good setups. There's good volume there. Don't just go into a trade just because you want to trade. So definitely not a fan of that one. UPS. As you can see, I've charted this before. We have this critical support here. And we are right at support. So if we can't get a reversal here, this is going to be ugly for UPS. I mean, the next support is right here around 145. So if this could bounce, maybe some more consolidation here. Um, we have a potential A, B, C, D, and E, so it just makes sense to move back to the upside, but nothing is 100%. Kind of flagging a little bit here too. So, I mean, we could definitely reverse here, but you got to play it as it goes. SLV, the silver squeeze that potentially might happen. There was tons of unusual call activity coming in. A decent setup here. Previous support became new resistance, and then it became previous resistance again, just broke through. So if we can break this, start to form. I mean, it looks nice. As you can see, it double bottomed. You just got to keep looking out for these consistent patterns that happened. Support, support again. So if we can break this previous candle, I would enter. I'll set my alert. Next price target would be up here. Finviz, the short float for SLV. Let's see. Short float. Don't know. I don't really touch silver or gold or any of that stuff usually, so. But it looks good. Over 25.74 would be a play for me. mRNA, saw that come up a couple times. Delete this. Delete that. So, as you could see, previous resistance became new support. Again, what are we starting to form? We are starting to form a cup. And we are approaching this previous resistance can potentially become a new support. So if we can bounce here, my entry would be over this candle, with my next price target being the top of that candle. So what I'll do, set my alert, and set the target, and that's my target. And that's that. Fubo, I charted already. I'm going to be posting this in actionable insights for everyone. I love this setup. Cup and handle, falling wedge, bounce off the 0.5, MACD rising on the daily. Everything hints at this move to the upside. I'm pretty sure this has a nice short float. Yeah, so Finviz says 75% short. So this, this can move. If this breaks this line, I'll enter. Sorry about that. If this could break this blue line, I'll do a weekly probably, and we'll see 57 probably the same week. LVS. Guys, make sure you are subscribed, drop a like. I think you can drop a like on a live stream, I'm not sure. What do we got here? Las Vegas. I mean, just looking at the chart, potentially fell below. I think I like a channel here. How do I calculate price targets? I'll go over that in a second. So if we could move back over this 200 moving average, I would consider it. Also, the MACD still falling. I would want to wait for this to curl. So a stock at all-time high, for example, let's say Fubo. I would take you can either do a fib retracement from a previous low to a high back down, and then it will give you levels. I only have those two levels on, but you could put that one on, that one I like. And then these will give you, previous or potential resistances. Or you could take your fib retracement, I don't have any of them on right now, and then turn these on. There are some common ones like the 1618, the 618, the 1414. These are all just common levels that people look for. Change the color so you guys can see what we're looking at here. And then these would be potential resistances. But on a smaller scale. So for Fubo, let's see what we would have. I would take the fib retracement from the top down to the bottom, and then these would be my next price target: 62.10, 64.55, and 68.08. And as you can see, it lines up pretty perfectly with that previous all-time high, that 1272 level. Are the alerts working when you guys subscribe? Do you see it pop up on the screen? Should look like this. Anyways, what else you guys want to see? What were you guys saying about the idea I mentioned before? Weekly group conversations on charting between us? I mean, we could, but we do talk in tech chat, so I feel like if you just search our names, um, that might be the same thing. But I'll talk about it with C-Blast and Mav and EK. I gotta look into that because I feel like it's just a cool additional feature. Solo. I think Solo is on a lot of people's watch list this upcoming week. I'll go to the one day. Look at this chart. I mean, this is from 2018, but just looking at it, we have a potential large cup and handle. Also, we're approaching zoom in a little bit here. This would be a wave 1 with a wave 2 consolidation. Wave 3, um, wave 4 falls below wave 1, so this wouldn't invalidate it. So don't listen to what I just said. It's kind of, holding right here, forming an ascending triangle sort of thing. So if we can break that 920 level, I definitely think we can reach this previous 1360 level. Yeah, not bad at all. We have A, B, C, D, and E. So if this holds right here and breaks that 920 level, I like it a lot. I'll set my alert right before it. Solo could be a pretty good play. EV industry definitely has potential if this holds. This line we need to hold right here. Support, support, support. And look, previous resistance. I wasn't even looking at it. Previous resistance becomes new support. Space. Space with an insane move last week. Broke out of that falling wedge. Huge move to the upside. Now it's consolidating. I do like this. Over this candle would be a play. And then these could be your targets. It's a simple strategy. That'll be target 1, and then this would be your next target. Top of the daily candles. Starting to form a cup and handle sort of thing. I guess this would have been the handle here with a move back. But let's check out the 2 hour. So in the 2 hour, potential flag in the making, or falling wedge in the making. Maybe C, D, and E. That could potentially happen for sure. Before we move back to the upside again. CRSR went over already. I'll put that in actionable insights. LAZR. LAZR again. Broke out last week. Now it's retesting that previous support. This could be a play for sure. If this bounces back over this 34.29 level, maybe this 35.74 level I like better. If this can bounce here, this could, definitely break out of this and see all-time high. I'm pretty sure this has a high short float. And these short squeezes don't always work, but now that Wall Street Bets is squeezing everything, no, this is actually positive 6%. But now that Wall Street Bets is, attempting to squeeze everything, anything with a short float is pretty interesting. Also, I'm going to put this in here if you guys want to check that out yourself. Pin that message. Sweet. EA. Let's see what we got. Looks like a Head and Shoulders to me. Turn this off. Left shoulder. The head. And then the right shoulder. Knees back over that level. Let's see. Take a look at the smaller time frames. Once it gets back over this 143, I would consider it previous resistance, and then fell back below. So once it gets over that level, I would, I'd like to see 147 from this previous level. D-Dog, I'm pretty sure looks nice too. I think I was going to put this on my watch list. I mean, just a super clean chart. ABCDE correction. This could definitely potentially be wave E. Yeah, I mean, no problem. I'm going to try and, I'm going to do this every weekend now. If you guys want me to make my watch list live, I can for sure do that. But I just try and do it in advance. That way I could be prepared. But I could definitely do it live. That way you see, how I chart, what I see, what I don't, what I like and what I don't. I always look for these, strong pivot points. So this would be a strong pivot point. And it held right here and here. So if we can break, I would play this through this 111 level. The D wave is usually where I like to enter. And then we would see all-time high. What else you guys want to see? See if this works. You guys see that? I'll figure that out another time. But yeah, I hope you guys like the watch list. If you guys have any other questions, DM me. And CCIV. You got that in time, Zach, huh? I'm in on the daily. It's still following this trend line that I had drawn. Check out the 2 hour. So still following that trend line. And do I like it there? I mean, I like the line drawn there. You see it break out and then it retest as support. Like I always say, previous resistance becomes new support. The MACD is starting to cross. It's super low. Momentum's going to start to build. This would be a nice entry over that candle, the 2433 level. Fib, take it from the high, draw it to the new low. So if I were to draw a fib level from up here to down here, that wouldn't make sense because this comes after that. So I hope you guys know what I mean by that. And then these would be my targets over this level. Yeah, a lot of snow coming. It's snowing where I'm at now. I'm in Maryland. But I live in New York, and we're supposed to get tons of snow. But yeah, stay safe. WWR, I'll do one more ticker for you guys. Let's see what we got. So if this candle can act as a support, also this level acting as support, I would consider a move over this one potentially. This is a choppy chart. It has some strong levels though, that's for sure. Hudson Valley. My real estate firm is selling a property up there actually. On a golf course, 300 unit residential property for like 40 million bucks. This I wouldn't touch. You could find better setups than this. So come back to this. Oh yeah, Tesla. Good call. Need to go over Tesla. I think I did, but I'll go over it again. Look at the MACD. Look at the RSI. Both are downtrending. Look at the daily. Let me delete all this stuff so you guys can see. Actually, I'll delete this. The lines. I think it's called Fairway something. If you want to check it out, I could send it to you. But just broke the bottom of this flag, that 803 level. So now I'm pretty bearish unless we can get back over that. I mean, just look at the RSI and MACD. Both are downtrending. We just broke this previous support. This is gonna get ugly if we keep breaking. I don't really use many indicators. EMAs, I have them here, but I don't really use them much. I'm more like patterns and Elliott wave. Lastly, if you want to go check out my my YouTube, if you haven't taken a look at the stock scanner video that I put out or support and resistance video, go check that out. If you guys have any recommendations or anything, feel free to DM me on how I can improve. 370 where I'm trying to get to 1,000. That'd be really cool. TTM squeeze, I don't really use that. All right, guys. That's all I got. Went over all the watch lists, all the setups that I like. Oh, I heard an alert. Someone's following. That's weird that it's working now. I appreciate the follow. Charts in the Discord. This is my watch list for this upcoming week. So I'll post that later tonight. think I have to end it like this. Oh, you did it through Twitch? Alright.